Hiya John, great to meet up with you at the range and do some work on your driving yesterday. Just a quick recap as promised of the key points that we covered. I've listed them down here on the right just as a quick reference for you. Ball forward, more towards the badge on your shirt. Arms working down from the top of the backswing to control the path of the club. And no release. We don't need to rotate that club face through in a sort of rotation or a flipping action. We showed you that sort of image of Bubba Watson's driver face coming through, how stable that was. So again, 3 keys to take away from the lesson. So work through these in order. One of the reasons I want you to move your ball further forward is because with the ball as far back as it is, whilst it is good at limiting the amount that you can slice the golf ball, what it's also going to do is severely steepen the angle of attack that you have with your driver. So we don't mind the ball back a little bit, as we can see here. So there's your 0 point, and you've got your ball back a touch, which will give a slightly descending blow. Hopefully you've watched that video blog that I posted up on YouTube yesterday, and you now appreciate that the driver, the ball position, has an effect on the path of the club and also the angle of attack. So what we've got on the top or centre is a player whose angle of attack is going to be too steep. And whenever a player's angle of attack is too steep, what we'll tend to see is a quick straightening of that left leg and a standing up and dropping back through impact to just shallow out the angle of attack. And what we want ideally is we want you moving forward for longer in the downswing and getting that left knee straightening up from about the delivery position, as we can see here. So that left leg still got a bit of flex in it and just starting to lift now, which is good. Whereas at the start of your session, the left knee starts to straighten way too soon. It's starting to straighten from this point in an attempt to shallow the angle of attack. The problem you have is, as the left knee straightens, the hips are brought out of the forward tilt and are allowed to turn. And unfortunately, the hips start to turn too soon and the body starts to turn too soon. We start to have problems with the path, which is what we're coming to next. So, ball position, just a touch further forward, as we can see with those 2 centre photos or centre images. On your screen there. So what happens here in the downswing? Well, the problem is the arms work out too soon. So the butt of the club and the arms are working out because the rotation of the body is too soon or too excessive. Arms working out. So here we're looking straight down the left arm. Arms continuing out towards the target line. Not an horrendous position by any stretch of the imagination, but for someone who wants to draw the ball, you'd want to see the shaft in a little bit more, and certainly the arms in a little bit more at that point. Element of a heel strike. And then the rest really is of no consequence. So from the top, the body unwinds too quick and the arms don't work down soon enough. So the feeling we're giving you now is from the top. You've obviously got your drill with the right foot drawn back, but ultimately the feeling is to get the arms to work down more from the top. And you can see as the arms start to work down, the body's still unwinding, but we're introducing that downward element to the downswing. We can see at this point now the arms are angled much more inwards, more conducive to hitting a draw. The shaft of the club is not quite as steep. Club is now more in as we're coming into delivery and would attack that ball more from the inside. So the key feelings, as we said, the ball forward, arms down, and then no release. Remember what we said, if we're going to swing this golf club 4 degrees out, we would want to face angle 2 degrees to the right, and that ball would just draw back to this centre line pretty much every time. Worst case scenario will be a push up the right hand side if the face and the path were to match up with one another. So we got this situation, we push it up the right. Anytime it's about a 2-to-1 ratio, we're going to hit a nice little draw shot. If we did for whatever reason square up the club face, we'd hit a big hook to the left. So ball forward, arms down, no release. Good luck with it, and I look forward to speaking with you again over the coming weeks. Well done.